How's it going, everybody? We have an Overpowered Insights and Update. Let's see what's it about. Insights and Update Commanders. First, we want to thank you for the feedback you have shared with us about Overpowered. Your experience about Strike Force is important to us, and we would like to update you on our plans. As we shared in our original Overpowered blog, our goal is to ensure your hard-earned progress is useful and provides an effective boost in combat. Marvel Strike Force is a game of character collection and progression, resource management, and squad-based combat. Many of the rewards you earn through gameplay are for upgrading your levels, gear, ISO 8, and we need to feel satisfying and make your character stronger. And that needs to feel satisfying, sorry. They're buttering us up to say they ain't changing shit. Straight up. That's just, they would just have said, okay, we heard your feedback, we're gonna dial it back. No, they're buttering us up because they ain't changing nothing. As Marvel Strike Force has grown over the years, new progression has become less effective in helping you win combats. We feel there were two key reasons behind this. As the stats got bigger overall, each new level made less of a difference to combat the formulas. Character designs have evolved over the years, and increasingly powerful character abilities have made stat progressions less meaningful. I would have a hard time arguing against that, for sure. Character kits like Illuminati that when we found solutions for, you freaked out and overcompensated on the reworks or the updates. Yeah, they got a little overcomplicated because anyway. Speed meta got out of control. Speed meta is still out of control, even with them doing crazy stat jumps with the Ares, right? So let's continue on. Our approach to solving this could have been adding increasingly large numbers to new character levels, gear tiers, and ISO 8 upgrades. This has some downsides. It would devalue progression for new players and inflate character power numbers to unreasonable levels. It also would wouldn't scale well over time with the numbers needing to grow exponentially over the next few years to be impactful. Okay. I think this is like a direct shot at something that I was saying, which is like, I wish they just built in what they need for the metrics to be into like the progression paths as they come. People read that as me saying they should have added 50% damage into Gear Tier 20. No, like an extra 10%. Nothing stupid, but like to make it feel a little bit more impactful. If you've had experience with Overpowered and certain characters, you know that just that little bit of damage is insane. But I can understand that the scaling from all the different progression paths could become more and more of a problem, which I think would have actually just been best solved by introducing a new progression path, something that's more interesting and player controlled, so it's not uniform across all characters, but that's a much more complicated design to come up with. Truthfully, I would have to actually sit down for like a month to figure something like that out. That wouldn't break the economy of the game. Let's read on. Instead, Overpowered was created to address this in a way that scales well, questionable, but keeping your underlying stats at reasonable levels and adding a bonus if you're fighting an enemy weaker than you. This ensures progression remains valuable as well as continues to develop Marvel Strike Force. Okay. It just shouldn't be 50%. It should be 25% max, right? So if you want people that are rushing Gear Tier 20 to really feel that value, because they're spending crazy amounts of money, right? If you want them to really feel that value, just make it feel like they have two progression paths up on people, which would be 25%, right? Because when you go from Gear Tier 19 to Gear Tier 20, you're getting 25% damage, 25% health, 25% armor, like 4 resist and 4 focus. Just double that. You don't do 50% damage because that damage stat, it's too crazy. It's 3 progression paths now. Instead of doing 25% damage bump, it's 75% damage bump if they're 1 up on you. If they're Gear Tier 20, you're Gear Tier 19, they have 75% up on you. It's crazy. It's just too much. I think 25% would have been very meaningful. I think it 100% would have dictated matches. But more than that, I think they already have the formula that dictates matches for the biggest suspenders. Professor X, Odin, Omega Red Phoenix Force, Captain Britain, Zombie Scarlet Witch. These characters that are meta-defining and that they really do scale to crazy degrees when you have them at certain levels. A 7 Red Star Omega Red Phoenix Force does so much more than a 4 Red Star Omega Red Phoenix Force does. So much more. Right now, they have pay-gated the Red Stars for Professor X to an insane degree. Like, due to their bad communication, there are people like myself who do really, really well on leaderboards. But because they said Saga's going to work the way Saga's worked with Apocalypse, not true, because you have to do them in order. You didn't have to do Apocalypses in order. There's people like me who, I'm going to only walk away with a 2 red star Professor X. And the people that I face are going to walk away with a 7 red star Professor X. That difference is crazy, right? And we don't know if they're going to give 4 red Professor X away like they did with Odin. We have no idea. But that difference is very impactful. And that doesn't even take into account like those people that race for Professor X. They'll probably also have him 2 or 3 months before I even get him. So for those 2 or 3 months, they could literally put up a defense in Crucible or defense in War where my roster can't go shot for shot with them. Like, I literally cannot with the various counters. I don't have enough characters that stop speed bar. I don't have enough characters that go for a certain degree or can counter a certain effect that I can go, 100% win rate against their rooms, and they can't do it against mine, but infinitely better if they have that character on defense. It's a crazy advantage, right? And that's for like 2 or 3 months. And now I have a lower red star than they would on that. And then 2 or 3 months after that, there'll be a new mythical character. Because Odin was like 6 months, right? It was Mephisto. 6 months was Odin. And then it was Professor X. And I actually really like that cadence. And I think that's a much healthier way to go about it. Anyway, I'm on my soapbox now. Let's read what they're going to say. Instead, Overpower is created to address this in a way that scales. This ensures progression remains valuable as it continues to develop Marvel Strike Force. So basically what they're saying is this doesn't work because they don't want to have to make, gear tiers give an extra 10%. And then that kind of, it devalues the other gear tier ranks leading up to gear tier 20. Then they have to do that with ISO. So instead, they're keeping like this big power surge for when you're 1-up. I understand the allure to that. I do. But I just think it's way too much. We had an opportunity to gather data from hundreds of thousands of your battles and review the impact of Overpower on the game. Gameplay data like this is crucial for understanding how our diverse community of players interacts with character progression and combat in a way that no amount of internal testing can accomplish. That to me says like, there's so many different playstyles, try hard, super casual, whatever the case may be, somebody's getting fucked here. And it's probably going to be the hyper engaged player because there's not a huge proportion of that as the community. After the reviewing the data, here's what we've seen. While Overpower is impactful, it is not overcoming skillful play and good squad selection in most cases. This is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. So before they said like strategic matches is still going to win. Now they're like, well, in most cases it's not. Players are choosing their battles more strategically. That's fair. That is part of getting acclimated with Overpowered. And relying on proven counters, which allows them to find success in combat through smart decisions, even when taking on higher powered opponents. There are some situations where proven counters goes out the window. Like as soon as the Noir has Overpowered on you, you're hitting him in security with your Superior 6. If it's in War, right? You don't have defense up on spawn, he can just erase so much of your guys. Especially if he gets an assist and he does a follow-up attack. Like that just will happen. Overpower makes the most difference in matchups where one squad has significantly more progression than the other. This is an expected outcome as a big gap in progression should make a difference in battle. Hold the frick on, okay? Significantly more progression. Level 100 to 105 is 9.8 million gold and a handful of training materials, right? A big handful of training materials. Should that invalidate somebody's entire Sinister 6 team? Okay. Based on these findings, we do not plan to change the combat bonuses provided by Overpowered as they support healthy progression and balance. There you go. Overpowered is staying. They are not changing the combat bonuses provided by Overpowered. There you go, guys. If you've been waiting to see what they're going to do with Overpowered, you now know. It's not going away. The exact bonuses that are in the game, they're staying. We'll see what they do for 2 or 3. That said, after thoroughly analyzing player data, it became evident that many mid-game and casual players would benefit from earlier access to the Overpowered system. It's such the opposite case. Oh my god. It is such the opposite case, though. Okay. Based on the above, we will be revising the thresholds needed to unlock each Overpowered level. Our goals with these updates are make it easier for players to get into any early and mid-game mid-levels of power of Overpower. Reasonable. Okay, maybe I'm wrong here. Reasonable requirements to attain each level so progress feels possible and within reach. Provide a valuable combat boost to players chasing and earning maximum progressions for their character levels. Here's a list of the new overpowered level requirements and what they were at launch. It's now level 50. It used to be 90. This is really bad. No, this is horrible. No, this is really bad. Okay, so you unlock Cosmic Crucible at level 65. When you get into Cosmic Crucible, you will be playing against people that are from level 65 to level 95. I guarantee it. My advice to those players is always, as much as you need on offense, one team on defense. Once you get 8 awesome teams, you can put a second team on defense, but make sure you have 6 awesome teams for offense. And as time progresses, you slowly get a bigger roster. All of a sudden, you have 6 teams on defense, 6 on offense, and you're going and doing your thing. With this, all the way up to level... God, it starts so early. This is going to make the opening Crucible horrible. This is going to make earlier wars horrible. Okay, wait, hold on. Many mid-game and casual players. So this is going to make mid-game and casual players dunk, 360, no look, pull their eyeballs out of their head, rip a leg off, dunk on new players that are coming up that are trying to get into the game. This is the stupid, stupid idea. This is a really stupid idea. This should just be for PvE. Listen, they should just put PvE in here, and they should never let the opponent PvE work on you. It should just be that once you reach an overpower level over the PvE opponent, you get it, right? It should just be PvE, and it should never be against you. It should never be in the AI's favor. It's starting at level 90, I think was, like, that's mid coming up to endgame, right? Like, you're starting to get there. Actually, not even. 95 is, like, mid coming up to endgame. Oh, I'm super interested to know how you guys feel about this, but truthfully, anybody watching this video, you're not going to have a real opinion on this. Because this is going to mostly impact... Well, I guess it's going to mostly impact, like, very, very early mid-game players. And casual players who have no idea what the fuck's going on anyway. So maybe these casual players have no idea what's going on or getting their asses kicked and freaking out and they don't know why. So this will help them. But for newer players coming up, this is going to feel really bad. This actually does make me want to make a new account. And to explore how that impacts, how Overpowered impacts the new player experience once you unlock Crucible, once you unlock War. Oh my god, that'd be crazy. Okay, so what, oh my god, what this is going to do, especially when they introduce new bonuses, like a tier 2 bonus, tier 3 bonus, is it is going to make such a more defined wall for players who are up and coming. It's going to hard stop players so much faster. As we move into this Age of Marvel Strike Force, we want you to feel rewarded for your time and effort spent in game. With our new event structure, seasons, the Intel Store, and many other changes coming to the game soon, engaged players will have the ability to level up characters to benefit more from Overpowered, or to not be at the disadvantage of Overpowered. This is not a net positive progress system. It's a positive for one and negative for another. It's like Thanos, everything in balance. One person's getting fucked, one person's doing the fucking. I'm sorry for swearing so much, but this is just what it is. If you don't have Overpowered on your opponent, and they have it on you, you're not enjoying yourself. If neither of you have it, you're playing the game like you used to. If you have it on them, sometimes it feels pretty good. Sometimes it makes you feel like you're an idiot for winning that match anyway. I can contest to that. Wow. The progression you earn will matter more than ever, and Overpowered will be a valuable tool at your disposal. We genuinely appreciate the community's passion. It plays a vital role in shaping Marvel Strike Force. We are excited for your experience. Listen, I can't feign to be angry about this because I knew they weren't going to change it. Listen, I knew after the week and a half where there was radio silence that it was not changing. Because people started building certain characters for Overpowered and the genie was out of the bottle. You were not putting that guy back in. This, I'm super curious how the community is going to react to this. It does make me want to look something up, though. July 1st? May, June, July. Okay. We can hold out. Let me know what you think about Overpowered and how it is here to stay and never going away, guys. If you are a brand new player that's watching these videos, you still may not have a clue of what this is going to mean for you. Essentially, there's going to be a new icon for characters that are hitting these new thresholds. If that icon is displaying a number bigger than the icon on your character's head, know that you have to immediately control or kill that character, because they're going to be hitting you for 50% more damage than they normally would. We've seen like tank characters one-shotting these like somewhat squishy blaster and brawler characters because of that sort of damage bump. So keep an eye out. All right, guys, let me know what you think. I'm not gonna say stay happy, stay healthy, have a good day. Stay healthy, have yourselves a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you guys next one. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Oh, guys, we're killing it on this thing, by the way. Look at this, it just went up in front of our very eyes. We're already up to $432 on the Realms of Pixel campaign. I don't know what this is. I don't know why it's saying $60 reimbursement. I didn't pay any money, so they're not. That doesn't count towards the total, I don't think. We're gonna be doing a lot of giveaways. I'm super excited. We're gonna be doing, I don't know if it'll be $20 packs or $50 packs, but as soon as this is done, it'll tell me when it's gonna get paid out. We'll have the total. We're gonna have a lot of fun. If you want to get in on this, guys, I'll leave a link in the description. You can hit that, join us in the campaign. The only thing we really have to do now is have more players get to chapter 3, chapter 6, or hit level 60. But hey, the more the merrier for the giveaways. It'll be some sort of marbles or some sort of raffle. It'll be even for everybody. All right, guys, have yourself a wonderful weekend. We'll have some videos out over the weekend, but for now, bye-bye.
That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.